All right. We're back. Okay, let's get started. So we've got a retina that says it doesn't turn on. $48K a month indeed. That's one spicy meatball, as they say. Was at the Apple Store today. Yesterday I went to pick up iMac. They repaired hinge on for free. When they brought it and put it on the desk, the screen fell out. Forgot the adhesive. Today they replaced it with a brand new iMac as it ripped off the connector from the board. Well, at least they fixed it for you at the end, you know. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Greetings from Germany. I'm probably the only German who ever bought your flux. No, there's a bunch of Germans that buy my flux. Probably one of the only Germans that actually received it. A lot of people don't receive it due to customs or some other nonsense. Okay, so it says doesn't boot. What do they mean by doesn't boot? Let's plug it in, unplug the battery, because that'll affect my amperage usage in the power supply. Okay, so it appears to be dead. The fan is not spinning. Am I not a mod anymore? You are, Tarman. You're probably just not a mod on this channel, because it's a different one. Let me click over and add you. There you are. Bam. You're a moderator. All right, so we're going to take a look through this and see if there's anything obvious on it that would keep it from turning on. Man, you've been flooded with stuff lately. All right, so it looks a little dirty. It's your standard dirty MacBook. Just your standard old dirty MacBook. The JTAG connector looks clean, but there are some pins over here that are suspect. Do you see what I see? I see suspect JTAG connector pins right here. What's this? What's up with that? Why are you covered in something, man? All right, so the fourth pin, that's something that we got to keep in mind, something that we got to look at. So I would open the schematic for this. This is an 820-3476 board. And take a look and see what we... Let's try that again. Ha! 32-bit open broadcaster crashed. I have a 32-bit audio plugin that I really like, but I can only use 32-bit audio plugins. I can only use 32-bit audio plugins with 32-bit Open Broadcaster, which sucks. All right, so let's go back to this. So where were we? So yeah. So the fourth pin over is something to do with the BIOS chip. So that sucks, because that means we're probably going to have some BIOS issue or the CPU issue. But let's get this out of here. I really wish there was a URS channel strip that was 64-bit. It makes me sad that they don't have a 64-bit one. Much sad, bro. It makes me even sadder that 32-bit Open Broadcaster crashes constantly. 64-bit Open Broadcaster is pretty nice. I actually forgot to unplug everything. Huh. Yeah, let's check that out. What are the chances we get fan spin just because I unplugged everything? That would be lovely now, wouldn't it? Interesting. Nope, still dead. Alright. Unplug you. Someone says, looks like it took a lot of heat. Perhaps. Perhaps it did. Okay, the board comes out. Okay, so we've got the board out of the machine. Now it's time to observe. So, we're going to go through the power rails that I need. So let's look it up in the list. One sec. Blah. All right, done with that. Where was I? Okay. Where was I? Ah, yeah, voltage rails, power rails. So let's get to power rails. Okay. All right, PP bus G3 hot is what's needed first. So let's find and measure that. Yeah, today's busy, so I may have to take a few breaks as I stream. All right. We get 12.6, which is expected. Next, PP3V42 has to be there because we get a green light. PPVRTC G3 hot is going to show up here. Somebody quit. We did a lot of the work a month ago with about like a week and a half notice, so such is life. Got a lot of catching up to do. All right. Now I think we found the cause of our problem here. So check it out. So I'm getting 3.3 volts, then 1.6, then 3.3. So it's not fluctuating anymore. It's done fluctuating. But tell me if this is something that works. Like, would you trust this? Take a look at that. How trustworthy does this look? So let me show you what it is that I don't find trustworthy about it. See this? This is totally dug out of the board. That's broken. And if we look over here, you'll see that that is where PP3V42 underscore G3 hot is supposed to go into the chip. So that doesn't look very trustworthy to me. I would think or imagine that this chip is dead. Now this is U1900. U1900 is my clock chip, and if there's a hole surrounding my clock chip, I would not trust this. I trust this clock chip as, yeah, I trust this clock chip as much as I trust the undisclosed French authorities, in that case against Apple, that I was talking about yesterday. So let's remove this, get this out of here, see if we can make this board great again. Okay, let's get some hot air going. Hi from South Africa, Johannesburg. Hello. See, this is one of those things where I'm not really going to bother measuring. There's no point to measuring, because look at it. I mean, just look at it. It's garbage. Utter garbage. Much shit. So, that chip obviously got shocked by something, and I'm not going to... There's no point to testing it. Even if it tested good, do you really want to leave something on the board that looks like that? And my answer would typically be no. Just take another square chip and slap it on there. Yep, that is definitely one of the things that is definitely tempting, you know. I'm going to have to get up right now and find the right chip. I mean, can't I just put any square on there? No, we're not a mall franchise, so we have to put the chip on there that actually belongs there. And that cap looked like shit. That one looks like shit too, so we're going to swallow you up. Alright. And let's wick all the old leaded solder out of here. Say bye. Say bye. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. Now, I'm probably gonna have to run a wire underneath that IC. And run it to a point that has PP3V42. Okay. Alright. This is something probably best done by a micro pencil. How's the progress going on new store? There is no new store. If I needed a square chip, where would I ever buy it? If you need a square chip, you can buy a square chip from store.rossmangroup.com. Don't delay, buy today. Store.rossmangroup.com. Bam. Alright. Crap. Let's cut up a new piece. When you actually want the wire to break, it doesn't. That's the fun part about this. And of course, PP3V42 is going to be really far away. Like, okay. And that wire is probably going to fly away while I'm doing every other thing. Be right back. Let's see. All right, so let's find a donor board that I can steal these from. I'm looking for one that I can actually take stuff from, but they're all missing pieces already because I've already stolen them all. So this one seems like a good candidate. This one seems like a good candidate. Hey, Game Boy Genius, how are you? Some music in the background like good old days. Maybe. I honestly probably shouldn't be streaming today. I have too many things to do that are going to be interrupting. This is going to be kind of a boring one. Maybe it'll be something interesting, but I doubt it. Please just melt onto the board. Okay, now I need a cap. And since I'm heating that wire too much, I'll have to rerun it because the enamel on it is gone. Right. And I flew away the capacitor. Lame. All right, now run a jumper. Maybe you can get a billboard next to one of the apples. That would be a cool thing. Let's see if I can just get that under there as I'm soldering the chip. Probably impossible. What I'm looking to do right now is probably really dumb, but I'm gonna go for it. All right, I'm going to do something a little tricky here. Alright, that's a little on the ghetto side, but I'll take it for now. Alright. Fan spin. No dice. No, you're so that clock chip probably went crazy when PP3v42 went crazy and sent something bad to my CPU. That's my guess. I'm gonna check the rest of the rails just for the heck of it, but this one's probably lost. Roar. You sent me something with a hole in it. Why did you send me something with a hole in it? I'm, oh, sorry. Terrible. Okay. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Nothing. Something. Oh, something. All right, let's check some of the other voltages. PP5 ES5. Consistent 5. PP5 ES4 isn't being enabled, isn't being told to turn on, and is not pulsing. Boo. Let's take a look at the resistors by the BIOS. Anything over here corroded? Doesn't look corroded to me. Wait a second. What's this? What's up, little fella? Hey. What are you doing? Well, check that out. And here I was just about to give up on this board. Well, remember when I said in the beginning of the video? Remember how I said that I would suspect that we have some type of BIOS issue? Because when you look at the JTAG connector, which is all of the where all the signals congregate into one point, the pin that's corroded is the 4th pin, SPI-ROM. SPI-ROM is the BIOS. So we look on the other side, and I don't know if you could see that. So where there was corrosion was pin 4, SPI-ROM use. SPI-ROM use, SPI-ROM. This is the SPI-ROM chip, aka the BIOS chip. Now, the probe point that is corroded on this board is this one, which goes to this resistor, SPI-CSO, and connects SPI-CSO, which is this, down to here, or it's going to go somewhere else. You've also got this corroded thingy over here. So what's that for? So we got quite a bit of corroded stuff over here. We have SMC TMS, although SMC TMS, this thing is not really that important. Okay. Oh, BIOS issue without the please bro part. Yep. It's the most annoying question on the forum. My machine no work. Please provide BIOS dump. Please, bro. So watch what we're going to do here. So let's reconnect this. So this is also a really common issue on the 2013 and 15 MacBook Airs. I remember making a video entitled, "This kills more MacBook Airs than anything else." And there's a reason that I made it with that title, because it really does. All right. I could have saved that probe point, but to hell with it. I'm just going to put a little jumper wire here. Nice little jumper. And you watch. This is going to work. This happens a lot in the air, but not often in the retina. I'm very rarely lucky to get an easy breezy BIOS trace job like this. But I'm happy to. I'll take it. I'll take the easy stuff where I can get it, you know? You feel me? Because I don't get a lot of easy stuff. Now that I have my chip, where do I buy flux from, someone says. Buy your flux from store.rossmangroup.com. Don't delay. Buy today. Never delay, but buy today. Ah, these tweezers are garbage. I've used them to scrape so many times that they're not tweezers anymore. Jessa and I both have a bad habit of using our tweezers for things that tweezers are not designed to be used for. Okay. So that is connected. So at this point, I'm going to hope and pray that this thing is going to turn on. You think I'm going to get a fan spin? Show me that spinning fan. Show me that sexy, beautiful spinning fan. Oh, fan spin! 0.7 amp usage. Bam! And there we go. So that, my friends, is how we fix an 820-3476 board with missing PM Sleep S4L, one of the most annoying problems. Our first issue was an issue of the clock chip. The clock chip had a hole under it. Why, I don't know, but this was sent to by a store, and stores like to screw with things, and I don't know what was done. Not going to ask. Hey, it works, and it actually might just last. And the issue that we were having with the rest of the board here was that this probe point that sits between SPI CSOL on R6120 was broken. So let's see what R6120 is going to. So this is SPI bus series termination. These are the termination resistors that exist between the BIOS and the CPU. So let's head over to the schematic capture. Let's make it nice and full screen so you can see it real easy. And R6120. Someone says anchor that thing to the resistor. I don't want to make anything for BIOS longer than it has to be, because the longer that thing is, the more likely something's going to mess up. So this, on one side, it goes to SPI MLB CSL, which is the BIOS chip. And on the other side, all right, that's R6120. It's going to go to R6110, which goes to SPI CSORL. SPI CSORL goes straight to the CPU. Now, the BIOS needs to talk to the CPU in order for the machine to work, and that trace facilitates that happening, and it was corroded away. Our first hint that anything that was wrong was going to be related to the BIOS area was on the JTAG connector. Our JTAG connector, as you could see, had a mark on it right along that area. So if I were to bring the camera over and just bring this up on the screen, you'll be able to see that this little connector over here had a teeny tiny bit of mess right on the SPI, right over here on the SPI ROM use MLB pin. And that tells me look somewhere around SPI circuitry if you get confused, which is why after I replaced the BIOS chip, that's why right after I replaced the clock chip that I decided to look in the BIOS area once it no longer worked because of my hint. This is all analytical thinking and detective work and problem solving. Do you need to know what SPI ROM MLB is? Honestly, not really. You just have to have the ability to recognize patterns, analytical thinking, and the willingness to use your brain, and it's fun, isn't it? Right? All right, so let's move on to the next one, because this one works. I should also probably... Damn, it's raining outside. Okay. Ooh. Hi. Let's clean it off a little bit. YouTube notifications suck, somebody says. Yeah, they do. And then Amal confuses clock chip with BIOS. No, don't say things like that, 'cause it's going to start happening. With my luck, if you say it, it'll happen. Okay. Someone says there's a severe storm in the area and a tornado warning to your north. Safely away from you, but it's there. Great. I think my nightmare after this week would be that Paul's not able to come to work tomorrow due to a storm. Hopefully someone hasn't replaced U4700 chip. No. Thank God. How do the mall businesses make any money sending boards to Lewis to fix at his prices? Well, they make money by not getting shut down or complaints against their license by customers that are screaming at them as a result. We offer discounted pricing for stores, but it's still more than what you would pay on eBay for one of those people to do it. And I actually really should update my links because we have like the section on the site that says if you're a store, yeah, send it for discounted pricing. I really want to get rid of that and just focus on retail because the stores are usually worse customers than the actual. The whole idea with a store is you're a store, and because you're a store, you're going to be a better customer than how do I put this? You're a store, so you're going to be a more well-behaved customer than a regular customer, and in exchange, you get service cheaper, right? That actually winds up not being the case. A lot of the times, the stores are even worse than normal customers. So here's one jackass that I had yesterday. He takes the cake. It's like this is probably the worst store customer I've ever had. So this one was funny. Let me see if I can open it up and you can see. Probably shouldn't be showing this, but what the hell. I haven't never really been professional before. It's not like I'm going to start now. All right. Where am I? Okay. Is this it? Yeah, so this is a fun one. So this guy says, I placed an order on Friday. I want to add more. I left a message. And he says, I want to cancel. You guys can't respond. Sad that Lewis makes great videos, but ordering from his store sucks. I said, excuse me, we already emailed you and added what you wanted. He goes, no, you didn't. Bullshit. Not, oh, let me check my email. Not, oh, let me check my spam. It just says bullshit. He says, yes, we did. And he says, no, only emails I got are confirmations, blah, blah, blah. So I send him a screenshot. And the screenshot that I sent was a screenshot of the email that we sent him, which was this. And this email is showing, like, yes, not only did we email you, but we actually added the item to the order that we shipped prior to receiving payment from the customer. So somebody said, can you add this to my order? Sure, we'll add this to your order. That's totally fine. And we're not even going to, we're going to trust that you'll pay the bill after you receive it. Let's see. So it says, did not get an email. It says, okay, there's no M. Damn it, you win this one. So then the guy says, I didn't get the email because I typoed my name. And then he's like, answer the question so I can fucking pay it. If I hadn't reached out, you wouldn't have ever gotten paid because it was a typo. And it's just like, dude. Anyway, so after this entire like 3-page conversation, I actually avoided the shipping label. He actually paid. I avoided the shipping label, and the part came back today because we avoided the shipping label and didn't pay. So this is the kind of shit that gets me. It's like, you're such a fucking idiot that you typoed your own name, and that's why you didn't get the email saying that we added the part to your order. And that's the thing. It's like, it's one thing to add a part, because other stores are going to say, hey, you know what? You're going to wait until we get the payment. We said, We're not going to wait until we get the payment because we want the order to go out today because we care. And that's the way. So I don't like dealing with stores. I think, dealing with stores sucks balls. It really does. I can't fucking stand it. They're just awful. So I want to get rid of the wholesale section of my website entirely and just deal with retail customers. The retail customers, they pay more. They're much more appreciative. They're kinder. They're nicer. It's like the whole idea with stores is, oh, you're a store. You're not going to treat us. You're not going to like call every 5 minutes. You're not going to have the same paranoias and things as a normal customer, because you're a store and you understand what it's like to have to deal with these types of annoying things on a regular basis. So you're going to have that courtesy. In exchange for that courtesy, we'll knock a few $100s off the price. Nope, they're actually more annoying. So and with all with the crap that I have been getting from stores lately, which is stuff where it's heat gunned or seat balls popping out of the CPU, I'm really at close to a point where I'm just going to start charging people $50 to send it back to them, and not work on any of that stuff at all. I'd like to keep my queue to end consumer stuff, and if you're a store and you broke something or fucked something up, well, I have a lot of videos. I got a forum where Duke will help you, but other than that, you're kind of on your own. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that right now. Maybe I'm just being a douchebag. I could just be being a douchebag. I'm always open to that. How the fuck do you typo your own name? Like, it's one thing if you typo your name. This is the thing that I don't get. Because, like, once you're at the point where you realize you said bullshit, you suck, to somebody else, when it was actually your fault for typoing your own name, like, somebody who is sane at that point, I imagine, would, somebody who has half a brain would say, oh, wow, I'm ashamed because I did something really dumb, and I yelled at somebody else on behalf of the dumb thing I did. Ugh. But to double down on that, just, ugh. I'm just, one thing I'm happy with is that I'm at a point in my life where when I see stuff like that, I can just give somebody the middle finger. There was once a point in my life where if something like that happened, I had to deal with somebody like that because I needed the money. And thank fucking God those days are over. Oh, that would be a terrible life. Oh, man. And I know that there's people out there that kind of have to that have to deal with that stuff. Like, I know there's people out there that have to deal with that stuff, and they're not allowed to say anything back, so I almost kind of feel like I have a responsibility as somebody that's allowed to say what I want because it's my business to not just take it in the ass when somebody treats you like that. Like, this is on behalf of all the people that this is on behalf of all the people that would like to tell you to go fuck yourself that are not allowed to tell you to go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Because you bet your ass, there's like a line of people that just want to tell that dude to go fuck himself. At the sandwich shop, at the gas station, at the whatever, but they can't. Because they need the job and the money. But yeah, I've just about had it with the mall shops. That U4700 thing, like, I felt a little bit of guilt publishing it, but at the same time, no. Mark thinks I should not feel guilty. Mark thinks that they're terrible and they earned it. And Mark doesn't understand why I would feel guilty publishing the U-Break, not the U-Break, I'm sorry, the iFix Your Eye, whatever. I think he's right. I think I'm out of my... He's right. I'm out of my mind for feeling anything about that. It's like, you can't fuck up your customer shit on a regular basis and expect to get away with it. You just can't. And they've been doing it for years and years and years, and nothing has changed within their corporate policy. There's something around $45K a month. Thanks, I needed that even though I don't have that job anymore. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You're one of the people that's had to deal with that. Oh. Okay. Almost ready to move on to the next one. My house in the Bronx is about 1,500 square feet and cost about 600K. When did you buy your house? Everything is getting expensive in New York now. I'm surprised you can get a house in the Bronx for 600K now. I am surprised anytime I read or hear that anything in New York City is even remotely affordable. Be right back. I just need to pick something up. Okay, just about ready to continue. Where do people that have service jobs, industry jobs live in New York City? Good question. I don't know where people live if they want to, if they need affordable housing anymore. New York City is kind of a mess because you have a lot of these businesses that charge a lot of money for rent. And they charge a lot of money for rent, supposedly because they pay a lot of property tax. And they pay a lot of property tax to support a lot of the social programs that New York City has. And New York City needs social programs because places don't pay a lot. And the places don't pay a lot because all their money goes to rent. And all their money goes to rent because the landlords charge a lot. And the landlords claim they charge a lot because the property tax is so high. And the property tax is so high to pay all the people that can't afford to live in normal apartments because the rent is too high on their normal apartments. And the rent is too high on their normal apartment. You see where this is like... And eventually this is just going to wind up circling its way into the drain. New York is a complete, utter fucking mess. New York is a mess of biblical proportions. Remember the poll you made 2 days ago regarding the retail space in Chelsea across the street from the Apple store? Was that serious or a troll? That was 120% super serious. All the way up until the moment that, why is that saying that people subscribe? That was a serious, I'm serious about that. That was 110% serious up until the moment I realized that that space cost $48,000 a month. Like, even at $25,000 a month, I would have went for it. $28,000 a month, I'd have to think about it. $48,000 a month. I mean, I don't know who they expect to actually take that damn space. Really. Like, $48,000. Nobody's renting that at that price. And anybody who is going to go out of business. Getting invaded by ants. Wait a month or two, then make an offer. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. What's next on the list? A store that sends in fucked up stuff. Bye-bye. Next. Excuse me. All right, this one is actually sent in by Ethical Cultural Fieldston School. I believe the let's see, is this on? Oh, I muted myself. All right, next machine actually got sent in by Ethical Cultural Fieldston School. If you remember from the Right to Repair hearing, I believe this Jeannie Crowley is the IT director of that institution. And she spoke at the hearing and also had an exhibit. So very cool that they're still sending stuff. I was concerned when I saw... Oh, God. I have to figure out why it's doing that. Let me see. What did that say? I was concerned when I saw crowdfunding supported, etc. Yeah, that's the thing. I would totally take that space even with, and go for it with crowdfunding at 28,000, but 48,000 is impossible. 48,000 is just... Okay, I shouldn't say impossible. Like, Jordan Peterson could pay rent on that space, but not me. New cryptocurrency called the Ross coin. You mean the Ross Con? A lot of those new cryptocurrencies are just Ponzi schemes. Anyone else have random white line in YouTube mobile app when going full screen? I haven't. Not feasible. Yeah. What's the price per month for this space? Almost 5,000. That's feasible. I'll pay that rent. I'll pay $5,000 a month in rent, standing on my head. I have no problem with the rent I have here. Like 5,000 or so, around there. I'm good. But 48,000. Yeah. I don't shit bricks of gold. I don't shit bricks of Bitcoin. So, until I figure out how to do that. Someday I'm going to shit bricks of Bitcoin. That will be a lovely day. All right, turns on. $5K for beginners, still a lot. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like I went straight to a store. I did years of house call service and working out of other places before getting this. But at this point in my career and job, $5,000 a month, I'll pay that standing on my head. $48,000? No. Okay, so the issue that we have here is that it tries to start but says the battery's dead, and I don't have a light in the charger. So let's take a look at what the DC inboard looks like. And DC inboard looks terrible. Ugh, gross. And DC in cable looks terrible as well. So we just need to replace that, and it'll likely be lovely working board again. I can actually probably fix that DC in board and run a wire to it. That's a little on the unprofessional side, and Jeannie has sent a lot of business here, so it would be mean of me to do that. So, what model is this? This is an A1466 from 2014 to the present. As you know, hell if Apple refreshes their stuff yearly. So I believe you can still buy this late 2014, early 2015 model from Apple. All right. How many boards do you need to repair to make that 5,000 a month rent? That's a lot of JTAG connectors, my friend. People wonder why board repair starts at $200, even if it's, quote, an easy one. Because that's a spicy meatball, as my grandma would have said if she was still alive. With the funny accent. I miss my grandma. She was a funny old lady. That's a spicy meatball. Everything was a spicy meatball to my grandma. I think that's one of the 10 words in English she knew how to say. All right. New one. All right. Let's get the new DC inboard in there. Really should get a camera that zooms in a little nicer. Not a camera, I mean a lens that zooms in a little nicer than this one. The Sony A5100 is a really awesome camera, but the lens that comes with it is very lackluster. Mm-hmm. 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 Is it fixed yet? Says Chris Long. What's up? How's the kid? How's having a kid? Fun? Exciting? Exhilarating? Exhausting? All of the above? Not fixed yet, Chris Long. Thanks for stopping by, though. I miss seeing you in the live chat. Someone says it's been a Chris Long time, bro. Well, he's got a kid now. See ya, Tarman. Best of luck with everything. Toughbooks. Lewis, when do you find the results of the right to repair voting? Supposedly at the end of June. Okay, this thing's... Wait. Are you charging? Did I plug in the battery? Did I not plug in the battery? Tell me I didn't plug in the battery. That would be funny. That would be stupid. I have a feeling I didn't plug in the battery. Ugh. Is it like weed in Colorado at first, still illegal outside the state? How ready is your part selling business? I'll need a source from the only legal state. It's going well. I still got... I got rid of the crappy credit card processor on my website, so we're using a better one now, so it's not rejecting transactions annoyingly as it used to. I got to announce that on my next video, because it probably pissed a lot of people off in the past. Yep, I didn't plug in the battery. I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. That's why it's really helpful to have this power supply here as a charger, because it'll tell me how many amps it's taking. So if I see that it claims it's taking 0.1 amp, and I have a battery plugged in that needs to be charged, I'll know immediately that something's up and BS with that. But yeah, it's, the site is going well. I got all my stuff going well. You have alerts for when something's back in stock. I've got product questions. I got live chat. I got fresh desk for tickets. Man, we're doing it. Who uses a laptop off charger? Pfft, who does that? Time to accept Bitcoin or Nano. I wanted to use Utrust. I applied to their thing, but I never heard back from them. I would like to ask if it's possible to repair this. My digital audio is stuck as my main sound output due to the little sensor in the audio jack breaking off. Is it possible to fix that without replacing the board? Yeah, there's a Ghetto fix for that. So I will show you what the Ghetto fix is. I don't know your board number. If you provided me with your board number, that would make life a lot easier for me. But without the board number, let me just give you a general idea of how it is I would go about trying to solve this problem. So first things first, let me just make sure I don't have anything on my screen that I'm not supposed to. Okay, I have shit on my screen I'm not supposed to. Let me get this off and go to the PDF reader. So check this out. So let's go over to the audio circuit. Audio. Oh, where's audio? Come on, show me audio. It's like U6200 something. Is that what it is? Okay. All right, so this is the audio codec circuit, right? So we're going to scroll down, and let's find out where the selection happens. So this is the amplifier, don't give a shit. This is the audio jack connector, signaling, don't care. Analog audio I/O switch. Here we go. So check this out. So detect headphones, detect SPDIF, right? See this? See this? Are you paying attention? Konaput, are you paying attention right now? You better be paying attention. You better be watching this because I'm only going over this once. Now, see where it says port A detect headphones, port B detect SPDIF delegate in your schematic? Where right under where it says SPDIF delegate, this resistor, knock this shit off the board. You'll never have SPDIF again, but the computer is not going to bother you Your audio will work out of the headphones of the jack. That little broken switch inside the headphone jack will be disabled. And let's face it, nobody uses SPDIF. I'm like the only one that ever uses SPDIF. Okay, so you have a MacBook 2011. So this is actually the same model motherboard as you. So R6805, this is the shit that you need to knock off the board. If you knock off the board, it will bypass the switch inside the headphone jack, and it will also bypass any issue on the board itself dealing with SPDIF. Now, you'll never have SPDIF again, just to be 110% clear here. I use SPDIF for my own home setup, but I use an HDMI splitter because I don't have a laptop that's cool enough to have SPDIF. I'm the only OCD jackass that uses an external DAC. Most people don't give a crap about this. So now, if you have a 2011 board, I'm guessing it's a 13-inch, not a 15-inch, because you didn't tell me which one it is. But R6805 is going to be right down here. Check it out. So under the board on the other side, the side that has the CPU, so you're going to check on the side that has the CPU. When you take it off, on the bottom left over here, R6805 is this one. So you're going to have two 6-legged thingies like this. You're going to have 2 rows of resistors, 17-inch. You mofo, you're confusing the shit out of me. All right, so you're probably going to have a dead GPU, actually. You're probably going to have a dead GPU, so this probably doesn't even matter. Let's see where it is on yours. Where is SPDIF delegate? Is this SPDIF delegate? Yeah, this is, okay, it's the same shit. It's just in a different spot. So check it out. So you have a 17-inch 2011. So besides the fact that you're going to have a dead graphics chip, probably right as I'm ending the stream, sorry to say, your resistor that you need to knock off is over here. So this is the board. When you first open up the bottom of the computer, this is what the board looks like. As soon as you open it up, this is the orientation. RAM slot upper right, display connector lower left, squares for the GPU VRAM right over here. So you're going to go to this side over here. So this is, again, RAM slot, LCD connector. You're going to go up here. Then there's going to be these 2 caps right by these 2 capacitors that are going left to right. There's going to be a resistor, R6805, going up and down. This is the resistor you're going to remove, R6805. It's going to be in between these 2 big capacitors and this 6-legged transistor. So if you remove this resistor, and you can just knock this thing off the board, just don't knock off any of the stuff next to it now. If you knock this resistor off the board, you will no longer have SPDIF ever again. It'll be disabled on your board. And that is the way that you would fix that problem. Because, again, replacing the headphone jack is a real pain in the ass. The only headphone jacks you can get are used. It's a sucky repair. You probably don't have the equipment to do that if you're asking me that question, but you do have the equipment to very easily knock off that resistor, and that's what I do to customers. I just knock off the resistor and tell them to leave a tip. Hell if I'm replacing that headphone jack with a used one only to have them come back 2 days later saying it doesn't work right. Screw that. So that will get you back your audio, and hopefully that was helpful. Why not bypass the sensor input to that MOSFET instead of removing the pull-up? Because that's too much work, man. And that's never going to cause a false trigger, ever. Try it for yourself. You can plug it in and out 1,000,000 times. You're never going to have a false trigger. Okay. I use SPDIF with my receiver. Well, then you're going to have to replace your own circuitry. What could I tell you? Okay, next board. No need to overcomplicate things, people. No overcomplicating here. Oh, what slot did I put this in? Did you see the new open board view with integrated PDF functions? Yes, and I'm salivating over it. I want it. All right, so let's see. What else do I got here? when do we get to see how to make these into Lenovo's so I can get my counterfeit laptop market going, says Chris. Soon. I actually got another. I did a video today sticking it to Apple on the power button. I've got another video sticking it to Apple on the support. That's going to include Lenovo. If I didn't shit on Lenovo for all the Superfish crap, they'd probably actually sponsor me. But I've crapped on them too much for the track point design. I crapped on them hardcore for the retro. What is the most reliable MacBook? No. No. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? No. Wrong question. It's the thing that created the chicken and the egg. Maybe the chicken and the egg happened at the same time. What is the most reliable MacBook? No. That's my answer. I'm sorry. No. You need to address the iPhone 7 faults that mimic the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus board bending issues that led to baseband and Touch IC they didn't learn. I'd like to cover that, yeah. That's been on the list. I have a long list of stuff I want to get to in videos, and that is, I just need to get some good examples that I can put on the screen, Chris. And then if I have some good examples, I will happily do it. That's good. That would be fun. How do I become ASMR? You are ASMR. You just say, I am ASMR. All right, so this says liquid damage. This and has no description. All right, so what do they mean? What type of liquid damage do you have? You have the type of liquid damage where the fan spins fast. And you have the type of store damage where they fucked up your keyboard connector. Well, boo. Alright, so for this I'm going to run some software that's going to tell me which sensor on the machine has failed. Let's get started with that. Okay. So we're going to run a program called ASD. And ASD is going to tell me which sensor is causing the fan to spin fast all the time. The best part is the iPhone 7 has failing baseband issues. Chris, it would actually be cool if you could get some boards that have those failures and some good-looking pictures of them. I think it would be fun to do a dual stream where we go over them and link to your channel on it. Because you probably have more of those than I do since you focus more on phones. I tell everybody to go away if it's not data. So I think it would be cool to, if you have any available, if you have the time for it, and you know exactly, and you know what's going on with the failures, I think it would be cool to do a live interview on the main channel. I'll know what questions to ask you, and if you have some good pictures that you could send beforehand, that would also be cool. Crap, keyboard doesn't work, so I can't boot an ASD because you broke the connector on the board. You bastards! Why the fuck did you do this? All right, I'm gonna plug. Let's see if it's the keyboard or the connector. Mother. What do you think about BIOS lock laptops being sold on eBay? I don't mess with stolen stuff. I do not mess with stolen stuff. Yeah, Chris, your channel deserves a lot more subscribers than mine since you're nicer to people and friendly. 78 keyboard. Okay. Let's set up a stream later on. Hopefully I can get through all the garbage work that I have so I can do fun things. Like crap. I just unplugged that, didn't I? Damn, this keyboard connector is fucked up. Why would somebody do this? Keyboard just slides right out. To hold it. Fucking morons. I'm so sick of servicing other stores. It's like no discount for these fucks anymore. And I'm gonna find your customer's info and call them directly from now on and tell them how much you screwed up their stuff. These places genuinely deserve it. Oh, God. Stream is not dead. Cut it out. Okay, maybe it is. Oh, wow. I don't see any drops frames on my end. Okay. So with this keyboard, I can move over to the ASD that I need, which is 3S155. I just gotta find that one. Okay, it's this one. I don't have any drop frames on my end. And I've set my bitrate to half of my upstream speed, so. Okay, I don't need the keyboard anymore. Screw the keyboard. I can put this back. I'm going to scroll over and see which sensor has failed. So we're just going to wait for it to boot up into ASD. Okay, so let's just set it to test sensors. On error, continue. I want to see which sensor is the one that's failing. Seems like they're all passing. And it passes. So that's interesting. I'm kind of curious why the fan was spinning fast. It stopped spinning fast now, so yeah, this already works. I think that all this needs is the keyboard connector fixed because they destroyed it. I'll show you what the keyboard connector looks like in a second.
You still see the cable, right?
Huh? Oh. See you as well. Okay, where was I? The keyboard connector I was going to show you. Okay. Nobody knowledgeable is here, bro. We're pretty clueless. Okay. So, I'm curious if this is the reason they sent it here. Because they sent it with no ticket description. Nothing like no ticket description. Yep, no ticket description. All right. Well, when they tell me what exactly it is that they want me to fix on it, we'll go from there. Next. 2 Okay. A touch bar. A touch bar. Earn touch bars for Paul. Yeah, but Paul has so much to do tomorrow. That I already did a couple of touch bars. I think yesterday, and I got to do this one now. I forgot my little tool for opening it is up there. Let's make a hungry. How do you know you have a short? Have you ever seen the tool Apple has for the touch bar machines to open them? No. I'd probably laugh if I saw it. Right, I'm going to have to do a bunch of other stuff after this. This is going to be the last one I look at today on camera. Let's see what this thing does. Did they even open this machine? Why would Apple ever open this machine? Yeah, the chat is better, Rick. I should have separated everything a long time ago. I'm only going to do live streams on the main channel when it comes to interviews and stuff like that. All right, so it's dead. So, PP bus. Do I have my PP bus? Where's PP bus? Oh, PP bus dead. Wait, why didn't I unplug the battery first, though? Forgot. Get rid of that. Then after that, I have to check that my PP bus is okay. To make sure to keep a healthy PP. Okay. Now we're ready to check for a healthy PP. Zero. All right. Do we have a short to ground? Yes. That's lame. All right, where is our short to ground at? Well, we'll know once I take everything off the board. Actually, crap. Yeah, I'm actually going to have to cut this short. There is some stuff that I have to attend to, and sorry, I'll have to get back to this later. So, thanks everybody for watching. Sorry for the very boring stream today. Hopefully when I'm more caught up with work and more relaxed, I'll be able to provide some better entertainment. So, yeah, see you in the next one.